Hello, thank you for coming here, right? It's so good to know that you want to be part of this, and I'm glad to know that you're part of my community. My name is El, and I am alright. Okay, today I want to talk about something out there, something that is happening out there that I think you need wisdom for, you need guidance for, so that you don't end up falling into trouble, fall into a big shit that you cannot handle, right? Forgive my language. Okay, I want to talk about, should you send your partner nudes? Can you send your partner nudes? Should you send your partner nudes, right? We live in a generation right now where we have all the technology and all the social media out there with which we can interact, and we can talk with our partners, for those who are in long distance relationship or who may be in a relationship but still want to talk with their partners while they're at work or while they're at school, right? Before now, I remember when we were teenagers, what we needed to do was to write letters, go to the post office, get postal stamps, stamp all those letters, and start praying to God that the letters get to destination. And usually, if you live in Nigeria, and the letter is posted here from Nigeria to get to you in about 3 days time. I remember then that, okay, you were dating somebody who was in school, who was in body house, so you have to say how you can write a letter, send it through somebody to get to the person, right? We have evolved from that, and life has evolved from that. We are now in a situation right now where people can easily talk. People can easily talk through their smartphones. They can easily talk through their phones. They just give a call. They just do a video call and the rest. And so there's a rising temptation of people wanting to sex. Of course, pornography is out there. People are beginning to go more into pornography. People are beginning to be tempted by pornography. Sex says everything out there is just trying to see how they can sell their products, trying to see how they can sell their services by presenting something that is sexy to us out there. So we get to be tempted so much with things that have to do with sex that we ourselves, we usually want to see how we could, as humans, better our relationship with sex. Of course, sex is always wanted to come in the moment you become intimate with any person, the moment you connect with any person and all of that. Sex usually comes in trying to take center place in your relationship. But then, like Veronica Zonde said in her book Going Out, I read that book several years ago, maybe sometime around 2005. She said something very unique that I always like to share with people, and that's the fact that sexual intimacy is a good roof but a bad foundation. However, we live in a time now that we see boys who are toasting girls, right? You see toasting the girl, like you see checking this girl for Jesus Christ's sake, and they're already sending the girl nudes, right? They are already sending the girl news, like they are sending the guy their erect pennies, trying to show to the girl like, I am this big, I am this big, I am this long, and I don't have erection problem. I'm sure that with what I have, I can give you sexual satisfaction, I can give you sexual pleasure, as if what people really need, as if what people are longing for in this day is just sexual pleasure. In fact, I usually say that when a boy does that, when a boy sends you that kind of thing, what the boy is actually trying to tell you is that I'm a boy who just wants sex. I'm a boy who just wants sex. I'm a boy who gives sex. I'm a boy who what I can give to you is, and the top of everything that I can give to you is sex. And I believe that's not what we want. We want intimacy. We want love. And I would say that there's nothing like true love. There's nothing like true love. If it's not love, it is not love. That's just, if it's not love, it's not love, right? So we want love, we want connection, we want intimacy, and we, yes, definitely also want sexual pleasure at the end of the day, but that is not what tops our needs. That is not what tops our emotional needs, right? Our relational needs, as it were, right? Our relational needs, as it were. But these boys who do this, and some girls who get to just send you their news because you guys have just started being talking terms, and the rest are trying to say that, hey, this is it, I have it to offer you, and come and take it, or I have it to present you, and the rest. And it's just so much of a bad idea. It's something that is not proper. It's something that the person is trying to tell you, that, see, I know your priority, I know your value is sex, and I know that the bottom line of everything is sex, or I think what you need the most is sex. And it's bad communication. It's not, I don't think it portrays people well, right? Because I usually ask myself, why would a boy do that to you? Why would a boy say that to you? I know that there are some boys that are just, their head is off. They don't they don't think they have been exposed, right? More or less like that. And it's many things could have caused it, maybe because of the kind of girl that they dated before. Maybe she was a girl who always wanted those kind of things, and she was a girl who made them felt only important based on their sexuality. And so they feel that every other girl is like that, so ordinarily they want to present that to you. Just like we have some boys who think that money is your problem and they just want to flaunt money before you into you and all of that, right? So it may be from that history. Also, it could also be from a situation wherein maybe the kind of place where he saw you from, the group where he picked your number from, the kind of conversation he saw you making online, on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on your TikTok, and the rest, the kind of things you like, and things that, okay, maybe this person likes this kind of thing. Maybe it's the person's perspective of you, but sometimes it could just be the boys themselves and the rest. And I don't think it's proper for you to want to build a relationship with somebody who just think that, of course, all that is important and everything that is required for the relationship and that is required for the marriage that you want from him or her, or the needs that you have in your life that you wouldn't want, is just a fuck boy. It's just somebody who will just be giving you sex and all of that. Forgive my language, right? Okay, now, so you should be concerned about people like that and the kind of values they say out there. But then today's topic is actually for those who are in a relationship. You're engaged to somebody, you're engaged to be married to somebody, you're already in a relationship with the person, you're already committed to a relationship. Should you share your nudes with such a person? Should you share your nudes with such a person? Most of our parents will not understand it. Most other people will not understand. Thank God for someone like me who has been in two generations, right? I was in a generation of letter writing, and I wrote the love letters too. My father had the pen pal, and he had a pen pal that was she German or she was Russian, something like that. And she was, like Nigerians would say, in the abroad. And he had this pen pal that he wrote with. I did not have a pen pal because I don't know why I did not have a pen pal. I just did not have a pen pal. Maybe I did not commit to it. I did not have a pen pal, but my father had a pen pal. But in my days, I did write letters too. I did go to post office to post letters. I did hand over letters to people to help me give it to my babe and all of that. So I was part of that. In that time, you may not have easily found people sending their nudes, because for you to send your nudes that time, it means that you have to go to a photographer studio, get a photographer to snap your nude, and you package the nude and you send it to the person via post. Unless you're the photographer yourself, right? If you're not the photographer yourself, we still have this kind of morality, this kind of decency, this kind of social ethics that will make a photographer don't want to do that, right? So it may not have worked like that. However, we are now in a generation when people get more tempted, right? That we get to talk, right? You can hear this person's voice, you can hear the bedroom voice, right? And you get to also have videos. And because you're not dating this person, is very comfortable. You get to talk with this person, and you're like, okay. The person says, I want to go and take my bath, I want to go and use the restroom, and you're like, just take the camera along. Okay, don't worry, I'm not seeing anything. Just set the camera to only your head and the rest, and forget the other part. Let me see you while you're taking your bath. We just want to be in constant communication, in constant conversation with the person that we are dating, with the person we are in a relationship with, right? And so we can easily get tempted to want to send this person nudes, to want to have this person see us in all our natural and physical elements, right? And all of that. Usually what I will say for you is, because I would say it's not safe, right? It's not safe. It's not safe. Unless the person is somebody that you're married with. Sexting is cool for married people. And then even when you're sexting and you're married, be careful not to ensure that your sex does not, your computer does not twitch and it goes to somebody else and the rest, right? So sexting may be something that is cool for people who are married, but for those who are single, I will usually advise and usually counsel that please, as much as possible, avoid it. Why? Because some people don't know how to fight when they are civil. So, or rather, some people don't know how to be civil when they fight. So maybe there's a problem in the relationship, or maybe you guys break up, or maybe the relationship ends on a bad note or thereabout, and you see your sex all over social media, right? People are that unmannerly, people are that annoying, people are that uncultured, unmannered. Like when they want to fight with you, they will fight with you dirty. When they have issues with you, to blow off secrets. I know in particular scriptures, Sirach is the book of Sirach. Okay, also the book of Proverbs says something like that, that you should not betray a friend's secret in a fight, or you should not betray a friend's secret in an argument. But then we understand that everybody's not godly, everybody's not mannerly, everybody don't know the ethics and the rules of the game. So once there's any issue, they just want to go gaga. They just want to how will I say that? They just want to fight dirty, do everything possible to win. They just want to do everything possible to win. For those kind of people, your sex in their possession is something bad. It's just a weapon against you. They can even continuously use it to blackmail you, right? They keep on using it to demand one thing or the other from you, with the mindset that, okay, if you don't give it to me, we'll release this particular video, I will release this particular picture, I will do this, I will do that. So because of things like that, I usually do not advise singles to sext with a person who they are not married to. I don't care if you guys are already engaged, if you guys have already done your introduction, it is not safe, right? And devices could switch. We have also situated. There was one particular case that was with a pastor and her husband. They sexted, and somebody hacked into their cloud account and brought out their record. Yes, there are some social media platforms and some social media apps, so nobody can hack it, nobody can save it, and all of that. But then the risk is too much should things go haywire. So that's just my own. Is the fact that yes, you want to sex, yes, you want to share news and the rest. I understand the fun that gives, I understand the electric feeling that you may get from that. But however, I will usually counsel that you should not do it unless you are married, right? You should not do it unless you are married. And hey, yes, get this clearly, that it's actually a crime for somebody to release or somebody to betray your privacy, right? To violate your privacy. Like, I send you a sex, and because we're not having an issue, you release my sex out there on social media. It is a crime. It is a crime that is actually enforceable. It's a crime. So you could prosecute for that, and you could also file a civil suit for defamation and damage to character and all of that, right? I'm a lawyer too, so you could contact me privately for more information on that. However, what I'm trying to do here is to protect your person, right? Yes, if the sex is shared out there, where there's a wrong, there's a remedy. Where there's a wrong, there's a remedy. So if your sex is shared out there on social media, if your privacy is violated, if it's shared with a third person and the rest, you can sue and get compensation for that and get revenge on that. But at the end of the day, your privacy, your nudity is out there for the whole world to see. It's out there for the whole world to have, and people can just keep on trying to use it to blackmail you for life, right? It will definitely affect your self-esteem, it will affect your social reputation, it will affect most likely your job reputation, because some persons may not want to hire you knowing that that part of your life has been social media space before. So this is why I'm saying it is something that is too risky for you to attempt. It's something that is too risky for you to try. And if you're somebody right now who you usually like flaunting your sexuality to people, like you just want to show them, like I usually say that if I was not a Christian, if I did not get born again, Jesus Christ did not rescue me, or if I did not, let me say properly, if I did not accept the salvation, the loving grace and mercy of Jesus Christ earlier in love than I did, I'm sure I would have been a porn star. So somebody like me saying my news would ordinarily be something that is normal, because I'd have been a porn star in the first place. So you could have seen my nudity out there everywhere. Like, you just search online and you could find it and the rest. So I necessarily may not actually have any issues. Like, my news, like, whoa, that's what I would have been. But for there, we're talking about right now public morality. We are talking about public morality, public ethics, and the rest. I don't think it's proper. It's just so way off. It's so wrong for you to send your nudity to somebody who you're checking, to somebody who you are toasting, to somebody like, what are you trying? Like, are you a gigolo? Are you like an show that is trying to sell market? Of course, I think that's what they're actually trying to do. So for me, lastly, I would just say that it's not proper, it's not right for you to sext, for you to share your nudity with somebody that you're not married to. It is very risky, it can damage your reputation for life, and all of that. And hey, do not forget that if somebody ever shares your nudity out there, if somebody ever shares your with a third party or with any other people, you can contact your lawyer, you could contact us and easily get a remedy, a legal remedy to that. And if you have somebody who is trying to do that to you, please cut off from the person who is trying to always sex with you. You may want to cut off from the person, because it's one of the ways people are easily addicted to pornography these days, because you always want it because of the chemical high, right, that you get from that, because of the happiness and the pleasure you get from that. You always want it. So even if you break up with the person or the person is not there, you always want it. You always want to ask the person for it, or you always want to go online to find others. So it is one broad way sort of to pornography addiction. So you may want to be careful about that. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm very sure what I'll share today is something you want to share with your friends. So share this with your friends right away. Right, remember to subscribe so that you get to know every time we post amazing topics and amazing gist. And drop a comment, contact us via WhatsApp. I'll be the one that will respond to you. Thank you so much for being part of our community, for being part of our tribe. You rock.